Alright, YouTube. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, Wes and I ordered, you know, he ordered his torch and I ordered my plasma cutter within like literally 5 minutes of each other, by total chance. And I got my plasma cutter this afternoon and he got his torch this afternoon. So we just finished, you know, playing with the plasma. And so now we're headed back to his place and we're gonna mess around with the torch a little bit. So. So we've officially arrived out here at Wes's farm. And I guess we're gonna go take a look at the torch here.
Alright guys, so this is my shop. Just got my new torch set up here. I've been wanting to get one for a while. And just kind of kept putting it off because it really is a pain in the butt to get a torch set up. I don't know why, but they make it like impossible. But basically the only difference here with the acetylene and the propane setup is this regulator here is a little different. I don't know how really, besides the fact that it goes over 15 without saying it's going to explode. Yeah. And then the hose here, let's see if I can find the package, is grade T.
All right.
If you don't have the right grade, then supposedly they break down and you catch on fire or something, I don't know. But other than that, it's basically the same setup. And you'll see too when I light it, it's going to sound a lot different.
Okay. But do you think, did you make this cut here with?
That was with the torch, with the oxypropane.
That's with the propane.
So I mean, you get the same results. I think it's more just the fact of getting used to using something different.
Oh, shoot.
In a matter of, you know, the setup's different. Like I said, it's a little more awkward when you light it because it doesn't look as cool.
Looks like a burning marshmallow somewhat.
There's some heat there.
Yeah, man, I can feel it.
You can hear that shrill kind of noise. That's what you want.
Alright. You say so.
I felt the same thing. Alright. And as you can see, some people say the preheat takes a little longer. To me, like 5 seconds is worth it.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I bet it doesn't cut really as good. This is how I would set it if I didn't know any better.
Okay.
See, that sounds like an oxyacetylene.
Yeah, you could even cook over that too.
Right. So now we're going to see how crappy it works not set. And this is what most people that say, oh, propane sucks, this is probably how they have their torch set. Taking a lot longer to preheat it.
It's already hot too from the last cut.
Right. So I mean, honestly, even if I did that with my first propane cut, I wouldn't be that disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that seems pretty
That's
spot on with the acetylene. Plus, you can get this bad boy at TSC or Ace or anywhere. I believe that tip is size 1, which does up to 5/8. Here's some little thicker plate.
What is that, like,
I call it like 3/8.
I call it like 5/8 there. Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty good, pretty thick stuff.
That's definitely something. Alright, cool.
That's the thing with propane, you gotta work at getting the heat there a little more. You can't get it all in one setting. You gotta kind of work up to it, because if you try and turn the gas up to where it needs to be, you're not gonna get enough. And notice how it's off the plate about 1/2 inch.
Yep. Man. Oh, that's definitely pretty warm.
Yeah, it puts off a lot more heat. I mean, temperature's lower, but it's a lot more heat.
Yeah, it's like a bigger flame.
Right.
That's a pretty dang clean cut there too. Looks just like acetylene, but it costs a fraction as much,
Exactly.
you know?
I don't know what those cost to fill because I kind of just snatched it out of the barn, but
They're like 20 bucks or something. I just refilled our grill one.
as far as filling this, it's like 30 bucks, and then I got a 5-year lease on it, which was like 100 bucks. So you're looking at about, 140 bucks after tax and handling and everything like that. And then the regulator setup was like a $250 setup.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, out the door, $350, 400 bucks, you can have a brand new setup.
That's pretty sweet there, yeah. And that's Smith stuff too. I mean, that's a beautiful torch. That's what, we have at school and everything.
And as you can see here, the difference with the propane tip is it's inset. And I imagine from what I've read, if you try and use an acetylene tip, like we have here, you notice how the flame was jumping out the end of the torch. I imagine it would just blow out, and you'd never be able to get it lit. But the other cool thing with these are they're 2-part tips.
Okay.
So when you go to clean it, no more tip cleaner. You just pull the nut off, pull this out, and there's your 2 parts.
Well,
Wipe her down,
how about that?
and you're good to go. I imagine you can still probably use a cleaner inside there, but
You're less likely to break it off in there.
right. So that's my setup.
That's pretty awesome, yeah. Thanks for sharing. That's a massive tank too. I mean, that's like 2.5 times the size of
Yeah,
mine.
the guy's like, well, do you want the 125? I said, nope, I want the big one. I don't want to have to come over here every day. Because that is the other disadvantage to propane. As you could hear, it was obviously burning a lot more oxygen. Just because of the rate at which it has to mix to get that kind of heat. But as far as that goes, I got the propane set on 10 PSI and the oxygen at like 30. And it seemed to do pretty well.
Definitely, yeah. Do you have any type of bias or preference between the Smith stuff and the Victor?
I personally like the feel of the Smiths, and I feel like they cut a little quicker, and I just the feel of them, I guess, but that's what I started on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, oh, this is what a torch is supposed to feel like.
Same here. I'm exactly the same way. I've got a Victor set, but that's because it was Friday night and I needed a torch, and you can't buy Smith stuff at Tractor Supply, so that's what I ended up with.
The other disadvantage to the oxypropane is you can't weld, but in my opinion, I have a MIG welder sitting right there, and I'm probably not going to oxyacetylene weld something when I could just lay a MIG bead on it.
Definitely, yeah.